This is Vostrum, a continent still recovering from a devastating war. You see, 42 years ago the Seven Sisters came along and people still don't know how they managed to conjure magic so powerful. With the view that those with magical abilities are better than them without, they waged war against the continent with the goal of making sure that all mages were at the top of the social food chain. Although they gained a lot of following, especially from elves just because they were elves themselves, their ruthless ways turned more people against them than with them. That's the only reason the Order were able to beat them in the end. Pure numbers. What the Seven Sisters didn't take into consideration is although yes they were the most powerful mages on the continent, they were unable to fight against an army 5 times the size of them. Through manpower and tactics, the Order managed to slay all but one of the Seven Sisters, whose whereabouts is still unknown. Since that war, the Order's harsh rule has only got 10 times harder. They deemed it illegal to practice magic unless you have been trained through one of their schools. And they enforced harsh laws against anyone who misuses magic through trained mage hunters known as the Templars. This led any magic practitioner that didn't want to retrain in one of the Order's school to either flee to the east or stay in the west but hide their magical abilities. 42 years later, although mages aren't hunted as relentlessly, these laws still stand, and there's a new threat. Over the last 2 years, more and more demons and demonic portals have been popping up around Vostrum. It started with a few here and there, but now it's got to the size where they are overrunning villages. Although there are many theories, no one really knows why this is happening, and scholars are worried that this is only going to get worse and a struggle to be able to keep on top of. And that is where we pick up with our heroes, each of which had ended up in a small town prison awaiting trial. Well, sort of lucky for them, this town was the next victim of a demon attack. As the attack begun, the prison guards ended up having to leave the prison to defend the town, all but one who was left to make sure that all the prisoners stayed in their cell. Out of fear of what was happening in the town, he made a deal with the prisoners, saying he would release them as long as they defended him. They of course agreed, but the first prisoner that he let out, Ixar, a red dragonborn, stabbed him in the back and left himself. The party managed to escape from their cells, but it was already too late as the demons had already got into the prison. Luckily they managed to fight their way through the demons and released a few prisoners along the way. As they managed to get out of the prison, the demons were retreating, done with their attack, so the party went to the docks to see if there were any boats they could commandeer. Most of the ships were on fire, but they did manage to find one that was just the right size for them. They sailed to the west, not really knowing where they were going, and after a couple of weeks their luck ran out. Their ship was attacked by sea creatures that were trying to sink the boat to get whatever riches were on board. The party managed to fight them off and keep the boat afloat long enough to get it to the nearest shore. And this is where we're going to pick up the stream. The party are going to be stranded on a tropical island. They don't completely know where they are. And we're going to follow the story as there's some strange goings on the island, and the party want to get back to normal civilization. And so you find yourself on a golden beach. As far as you can see, left and right, there is a beach filled with a heavy tree line of lots of palm trees. You turn back to your half-sunken boat and wonder if there are any supplies that are actually still usable. So between you, you all start going to the boat, collecting any crates that might not be waterlogged, before from the tree line you hear a voice that you wasn't expecting at all. And as you all turn, you see a very noble-looking man in very glistening armour, who shouts to you, "Well, that was one hell of an entrance, I'll give you that. I hope your research tools weren't too damaged." And he starts to walk towards you, slightly out of breath. Seems like he ran his way here. As he gets a little bit closer, you see very clearly that on the breastplate of his armour there is the symbol of the Order, the well-known governing body of the west coast of this continent. And those of you who are magic users nervously exchange a glance, as you know that the Order aren't a fan of people who that are mages. So you look at each other. He says, I assume you're the research team coming to check out what we found? And he looks at you, Dren, first.
Yes, although it appears we lost our research equipment at sea, unfortunately.
Okay. Roll for me a deception check. First roll of the campaign.
Just normal.
Yeah. Very nice, a 13. He looks at you, still believing that you are the research team, and he says, well, how many days is that going to put you behind?
It's hard to say. I think, it could be a few days. Maybe if you come back in 5 days, we should be ready.
Well, I guess come with me and I'll take you to the camp and show you what's going on around here. And he turns around back to the tree lion and starts walking with his back to you as you all glance to each other, wondering what is going on. He does step quite a few steps away from you, waiting for you to pick up your belongings and get going. So you have a small moment while he is leading you to the camp where you can talk amongst yourself at a whisper, and he wouldn't be able to hear you if there was anything you wanted to say.
This is fine, actually. I'm a researcher, so I'm sure we can do whatever they need.
Listen, I know these types. Have we got any wine left?
No, you drank it all.
Oh, okay.
This will be fine. Just follow my lead.
And as
After you.
Neri says that and starts to walk a little bit closer, you don't have to walk far until you come to a camp. So hopefully you should all be able to see a camp.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you get to the entrance, you realise that this is a very heavily guarded camp, which is very strange in the middle of a tropical forest for there to be so many guards. But at a quick glance, you can probably see a very minimum 10 guards who are all dotted around the place. Some are cooking on a fire, some are keeping watch at the entrances. And as he guides you in, he says, "So where did you come from then?"
Just from across the river. I always forget the name of the place. You know the one I mean, don't you?
Well, I assume you came from the capital. Is that not correct?
Yes. I just forgot the name. That was all.
You'll have to forgive us. We got hit by a storm, and then our boat started to sink. It's been very traumatic.
Yes, I completely understand. You, especially, and he points to you, Alicia, you look pretty worse aware.
That's a bit of
what's
an
happened?
understatement. Oh, we got attacked by some sea monsters on the way over here. I mean, luckily we were able to fend them off, but as you saw from the state of our boat, it didn't go very well. So it took quite a beating, unfortunately.
Oh, well, you must be quite able-bodied people to be able to fight off sea creatures as researchers.
Why, she's a sturdy lass.
Had to send someone to be the protector, didn't they?
Well, as it's getting a bit late, why don't we... I'll show you to your quarters and we can bed down, and then in the morning we'll get straight to work. How does that sound?
Oh,
Perfect.
good. Thank you.
He turns around and starts to walk down to one of the tents. And as he leads you over to the tent, can you all follow? Yeah, perfect. Wasn't sure if the game was paused. And he gets to this tent where there's 2 guards outside currently cooking some food on the fire. And he says, this will be your tent. It's only small. To be honest, we only thought there was 2 of you coming. I didn't realise 4 would be here. These 2 fine guards here will be able to give you some food if you need any. As you manage to fight off some sea creatures, I might have another job for you if you're interested at all.
What's the pay?
Well,
Keep
it will be...
joking.
Oh, okay. I was very much willing to give you some gold there, but sure. you can do it for free. Basically, 2 of our guards went to investigate a cave nearby to where we were holding our boat for the time being, and they have not returned. So we need some more people to go down. I'm reluctant to let any more guards go down because, well, you know, the 2 that went down didn't come back. And we only have a limited amount of guards, but if you were able to hold off against some sort of sea creature attack, sounds like you're quite well made to be able to do that kind of job.
Sure, we are more than capable. What did the guards know before they went down there?
Well, absolutely nothing. It was just a bit of a ominous-looking cave, I guess you could say, and I don't know if you noticed the waterfall as you came into the beach. We decided to try to hide our boat a bit. We would go through the waterfall, and just beyond that, there's a nice area of water where we could hold the boat. But there was this, I guess, a sea cave that looked a little bit ominous. So we sent 2 of the guards down to just make sure, you know, there was no monsters or anything weird down there. And that was 2 days ago, and they are still yet to return. So either something has happened, or it's an extremely big cave, and they just haven't returned yet.
Well,
I
I'm
see.
sure we can look into it for you, as long as you don't mind us having a little bit of a rest first. Like you said, I am a little bit worse for wear.
Leaving a trail
Yes,
of blood?
of course. Of course. Yes, we'll get that cleaned up as well. Yes, I assume you're not going to be able to do much research until your research supplies. So we get some new research supplies here.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I will. And he sort of gives a side glance to the guard to his left, who is currently cooking. We will send words back to the capital to get some research supplies sent. It's gonna probably take a couple of days, though, I'm afraid.
That's not
You
a
can-
problem.
You can have a look at the gems, and in the meantime, but as I said, I assume you'll have to wait for your research supplies.
Would it be possible to have a small written brief? I'd just really like to have something to refer to on our research trips.
Oh, yes, of course. I will have that made up in the morning. If you're going to go and help us with this sea cave issue, then I'll get it written up while you're dealing with that.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, do you have any other questions for me before I get back to duty?
Sorry, what was your name?
My name's Tobias.
Ah, hi Tobias. I'm Fop. This is Neri. Dren.
The powerful one.
Oh, excuse me. Did not mean to upset the powerful one. And
Drew.
Alicia.
Oh, that's interesting. They are different to the researchers' names we were expecting.
Well, the storm is before we set out, we weren't sure if we were going to send the 2 researchers or the 4, but we really wanted to get some people over here, so I think safety in numbers, really. The original 2, they were a little bit sheepish, so, you know, we just said we'll do it.
And 4 minds are always better than 2.
Exactly.
Well, let's hope that we got the better side of the bargain then. Okay, yes, I will get in contact with the capital right away to get those supplies sent then.
Thank you.
And he turns to make his way back to the entrance of this camp, and you are left alone once more.
That was a close one.
Are these guards like out of earshot if we're speaking quietly near the campfire?
Yeah, so you can go into the camp and have.
Yeah.
There is it's a very basic. It's not even a front door. It's like a curtain type thing, so you can go into the camp. It is very cramped in here, as he said. It was set up for 2 people, and there's 4 of you in here. You see some very basic bedroll, and there's a very small desk with an ink quill and some parchment. But yeah, it's very cramped in here, and you think that if you whisper while the curtains are drawn, the 2 guards outside wouldn't be able to hear you.
Okay.
So we're going to steal their boat, right? And we're going to get the hell out of this island as soon as possible. No? Yes? Yes? Please?
Where do you want to go to so quickly?
I mean, I'm really worried that the researchers might actually turn up.
No, I'm sure we can figure it out if they do.
Okay, so we steal the gem and then take the boat.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Why are we stealing a gem?
Why
I
aren't we
don't
stealing
know.
a gem?
I
Might be
mean,
mi-
it won't hurt to just go and at least see what it's all about.
Look, if it's in the interest of the order, it might be worth something. I don't know about you, but I've just got out of prison. I don't have very much.
But are you so keen to go back to prison?
Well, you know, I don't see many options here. We stay, we might go to prison. Like, what else are we gonna do? Be researchers?
Well, that's what they think we are, so we might as well try.
All right.
You hear from the outside of the tent a voice of a gentleman that says, did you want any food at all?
Yes, I am starving.
We don't have much. It's mainly fish, but I can get something cooked up for you if you like.
That sounds perfect. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Okay. I'll be back in half an hour or so.
So
And he leaves.
we're going to pretend to be researchers and commit. Is that the plan?
I think we should take a vote. I think we
Okay.
should go to this cave, take down whatever's there, take their boat, and make our way. Who's with me? Ah,
I think we should just. It's not a bad plan, but maybe just play it by ear a little bit more. We'll go and do the investigating first and then decide what to do.
you hear that, Dren? You gonna play it by ear?
Aha.
All right.
Turns away.
I'll follow your lead.
Turn my back to this animal. Do you think we should try to negotiate some sort of payment for going to the cave? I'm not so sure.
I think we had our
should have
chance.
declined.
Yeah, sorry, I ruined that. I assumed we were working for the order or something if they thought we were researchers.
Well, I don't know. Researchers come, what, mercenary? I don't know. Seems a little.
Extracurricular activities should be paid for, I would think.
I agree.
What should we say is our overtime rate?
I don't know anything about this kind of thing. Who's good at negotiating?
I'll take that as no one.
I think I
mean-
might be, but I need to look. I
He's
am.
good at persuasion.
I think it's me.
Well, we could do a two-pronged attack.
Okay. Maybe we'll focus on that tomorrow.
Let's do a good cop, bad cop.
Who are you?
Let's wait and see.
Okay.
So, Alicia, while you start to tend to your wounds after the attack, you doesn't take too long until the guard comes back with enough fish for you all, and it is literally just cooked fish on a plate. There's nothing fancy about it. There's no sides or anything. But he passes it to you, and it leaves you all alone for the evening and the night. Is there anything else you would like to do during the evening and the night before we skip forwards?
Probably just stare at Dren's weird ears.
I'm not going to allow that, so I would like to maybe just walk around and see what's going on in the camp. Why are there so many guards?
Okay. What are you trying to sneak around, or are you just gonna go for a little wander?
I'm just going to go for a wander. No need to sneak. I'm a researcher.
Is anyone going to be joining Dren on his little walk around the camp?
Yeah, I'll come with.
Yeah, I kind of want to see what the big rock is in the middle.
I won't be left on my own, so yeah.
Stuffing your face.
Okay. So as you start, well, as soon as you leave and you look to your left, you see that there is a huge tent, and it is significantly bigger than any other tent here. And something that's different about this tent compared to all of the other ones is, rather than having some sort of curtain or drapes covering the front, this one has a literal wooden wall made out of logs completely covering it, with a very small door just below it. And that is definitely where the highest concentration of guards are. behind, in front of that place, making sure that nothing happens and no one goes in and out of there. The big rock in the middle is surrounded by water. It looks like a standard rock, and they just thought it would be a good idea to put a camp around around a watery part. I've just realised you are still bleeding.
I am still bleeding.
I'll turn off the blood layer for the time being, so you don't drip blood everywhere. Up and to the left a bit, where the blue and white tent is, that's a sort of like common area. There's some tables in there, and there's like a chessboard and some cards and stuff like that.
I'm still bleeding, Joe.
You know what? I'm just gonna
Just let me bleed out. It's fine.
And then we can change it if needs be. Yes, so there's like a common area where people can play some card games, play some dragon chess, and stuff like that. Around the rest of the camp, there is supplies dotted here and there, and you do actually. Everyone who is on this, so all of you, if you all give me an insight roll.
Oh man.
That's very insightful.
It's everyone.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh no. First natural one. So Jen, you're the only one that notices this then. While you're walking around the camp, you do realise that as soon as you start to even get a little bit near to one of the guards, they stop talking. They just, as soon as you get anywhere near them, they sort of look over at you lot and stop talking about whatever they was talking in the moment. And then there's a slight pause and they'll start talking about something generic. And you manage to notice that as you're walking around. Other than that, there's nothing else exciting about the camp. There's obviously 2 rowboats in the entrance that has been dragged all the way through here for unknown reasons. But yeah, other than that, you can't see into this massive tent because they've made this big wall.
Can I try and talk to the nearest guard, the one by the fire?
Yes. Go for it.
So, how you doing?
Yes, we're doing well. Not much has happened, so it's quite an easy shift, shall we say?
Excellent. Well, look, we're here to do some research on the contents of that large building over there. I was just wondering, because we haven't had much of a brief and we've been through a storm, could you update us on what we know so far?
You notice that he nervously starts to look at the person on the other side of the fire as if, he's allowed to give you any of this information. And he says, I'm probably not going to be the best person for you to talk to. I'll definitely go and talk to Tobias if you want to know about what's happening there. I've not been allowed in there myself, so,
Well, I won't push the issue any further, thank you.
Not a problem. Anything else I can help you with?
So long. Thanks for the fish.
Anytime.
Such a way with words.
Now he said that you do see Tobias walking around the camp, and he walks past you and gives you a nod, and as he walks past and he goes through the door that takes him into the camp area.
Okay. Listen, I don't think we should be speaking to people about the research. We don't want to make ourselves seem suspicious, since we don't know what we're doing here.
But that's it. Information is knowledge and knowledge is power. I'm just trying to get a little bit ahead of the game here.
That's fine. But that's what the brief's for, so don't worry too much.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to put our foot in it and have them realise that we actually don't have a clue what we're doing here.
Look, I've been on that boat for a long time with the 3 of you. It's nice to actually speak to somebody else. No offense.
Oh wow. Okay.
on that awkward silence. As you make your way back towards your tent, do you have anything else you'd like to achieve this evening or night?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so first off, you can all give yourself a long rest.
Yay.
So if you click your tokens and then go to utility,
Yeah.
there's long rest in the rests. And then it should chuck it in the chat that you're having long rests. Perfect. So something that you do notice during the night and was very irritating is the amount of bugs and the sounds of tropical animals in the distance that made it quite hard to get to sleep, but the journey that you've been on and sleeping on a hard wooden floor of the ship for so long, you do manage to eventually get to sleep and all end up having quite a good night's rest, bearing in mind what's happened. And you get awakened to the voice of Tobias again as he is outside of your camp. And he says, "Sorry, don't mean to wake you. If you're awake, are you awake?"
Good morning. Well met.
Well met indeed. So we start quite early here, just to get on top of things. And I was just wondering when do you want to go to the sea cave? Straight away, or do you want to go and look at this artifact first?
I don't know about you guys, but maybe we should just have a quick peek at the artifact, and it'll give us a little bit of time to mull it over before our research equipment arrives.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Finally, on the same page.
Had to happen eventually.
Okay, sure. Well, follow me. There's not too much to see without your equipment, I'm sure, but you can have a quick nose at it. And he turns his way and walks towards the tent and opens the door to allow you inside.
Ooh.
And what you see inside, as soon as the door opens, is a big, maybe around about 12-foot purple crystal that is jutting out the ground and almost touching the top of this giant tent. And there's a slight pulsating glow to it that is very strange. And then all around it, there's just boxes and crates of different things that you'll have to look inside to find what they are. But it's very obvious that this tent is hiding this thing, whatever it is, this giant crystal.
Okay.
Could you give us a few minutes, Tobias, just to take a look at the crystal a little bit closer?
Yes, of course. On your own, do you mean?
Yes, if you don't mind, just so we can talk about a few things a little bit sensitive to the research.
He looks at the guards and nods for them to come with him, as there's 2 guards positioned inside this tent as well. And he says, "We will be right outside the door if you need anything." And you can see that he's a little bit untrusting of you, but you're not going to be able to steal a 12-foot tall crystal, so he's not too worried, but it's a weird request for him. And then they leave and stand outside.
Yes,
I'm
thank you.
going to whisper to them. There goes your plan of taking the crystal.
Yes. How big did you say it was? 12 foot?
Yeah, about 12 foot tall and around about 8
Still
foot
thinking
wide.
about it.
Just imagine Carl if he was big and purple. It's like that. Okay, so
Has anyone seen anything like this before?
No, not like this, but evidently it does look magical. Can I investigate the crystal?
Yeah, so you can. Are you actually looking to touch the crystal and try to glean some stuff out of it, or?
Yeah, so I'll walk
Okay.
up and I'll put my hand on it.
Yeah, roll for me an investigation check and also an arcana check. Ooh, very nice.
1 moment.
That's nice. But yeah, with the investigation check, you put your hand towards it, and you feel some really strange, what can only really be described as tingling that just completely fills your body just getting close to this crystal. And it doesn't take you long to work out while you're thinking about what this could be, and you think of the idea of just trying to do a quick little cantrip in its presence just to see what would happen. And as you do a quick little cantrip, you can't. It seems that this crystal, being in the presence of this crystal, makes your magic completely inert.
Oh my gosh, this is a null magic mantle.
This
This
is
is-
awful.
This is not good. This could give the order exactly what they need to really stop anybody from challenging them.
What?
So it appears that any magic that happens within its radius is ineffective, essentially shutting down any magic users. Could you imagine if the order deployed this to the Northern Elvish cores or something similar?
Are you telling me you're a real researcher?
No, but I have done some studies around in my time. Thank you. I am a lot
Smarter
smarter
than you
than I
look?
look. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
But
There's no way to
why-
navigate this without your comments.
Why would the Order want to do that though? They have magic users within their ranks.
Yes, but if they were to wage a war, this would be the weapon that could win it.
They do say one of the Seven Sisters are still unaccounted for somewhere out there.
Look, I don't know. I just believe in the freedom of people's choice, and this takes away that freedom and it takes away that choice.
Very true. I wonder what they know about it so far. Did they say?
I don't know. I didn't give much information up today. Maybe there's something in his written notes.
Interesting.
But you're quite right. It's not something we can just put in our pockets and leave with. Even if we could, I don't know if we want to. Maybe we should just keep in their favor for now.
Can I take a look at what's in the crates? How many crates are there?
There's quite a lot, and you quickly realise that a lot of them are empty. But as you peek inside one of them that is full, it looks like they have already started some sort of extraction of this crystal. And so some of them just have some chunks of the crystal that's obviously been cut off and put into boxes. So putting two and two together and realizing that there's a lot of empty crates still here, it looks like they might be attempting to dismantle this whole crystal to take it elsewhere, but in pieces.
So there's lots of shards in this crate of the crystal. So it seems like they might know already what it's supposed to do. So what do you think we're supposed to be researching?
Find out more when he gives us the brief that Neri asked for.
Exactly.
Oh yes, where is that? We should chase him up on that. I think we've been in here long enough.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Okay, so as you leave, you notice that him and the two guards that were in there are literally just outside the door. And he says, "Perfect. I assume there's not much you can glean without, whatever you were bringing, but hopefully you get a bit of a sense of the scale of what's happening."
Yes, it's very hard to tell exactly what this is right now. But did you have that brief?
Yes, goes into his satchel, which is just on his side, brings out a scroll of notes. I'm sorry for how hastily written it is. It's been done very quickly this morning.
Not a problem.
But this is everything that we've managed to determine without your expertise.
Okay, thank you very much. We will get working on it.
Would you like me to take you to the sea cave now, or do you want to go through the notes and stuff for a bit first and go later?
What do you think, guys? I
Let's
ask.
take a look at the cave. Do you agree?
Sure.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. Well, if you follow me, we have to go back to the beach and go a little bit along the beach.
Okay.
He starts to wander off as you all follow him out of the camp. So you end up back on the beach, which I'll just activate. And I'll just quickly move you up to where you need to be. Oh, there's blood on this.
Sorry,
Get rid of that.
I got beaten, all right?
Oh, in fact, it might not have. 1 second. Oh no, it did reset your hit points. That's fine. So yes, you see that there's this waterfall that is falling down. You have to go across quite a thin part of the beach to get to it, and there's a very small area just to the side of the waterfall that allows you to go inside, and you see that there's a massive pool of water and a pretty large ship. You Fop, being from a sailor's background, would know that you'd need at least 15 people to be able to sail this efficiently, to get it out and across the ocean ahead. Like it's that size of a ship. And then you also see very clearly to the left that there is a big hole in the stone that goes downwards, and he points and says, "That is the cave where they entered. We literally have no idea what's down there. We just know that they have not returned, and that's very suspicious."
And when was this, did you say? Sorry.
2 days ago.
2 days, okay.
Is there anything else I can help you with, or should I make my way back to the camp and you'll come back when you've successfully found out what's going on?
Yes, I think that will be fine. Thank you very much for your help.
Not a problem. He gives you a slight bow before he goes off back towards the camp.
Okay.
Before you enter the cave, is there anything you would like to do or talk about?
What do the notes say?
Oh yeah, I can have a look at this scroll quickly, I guess.
Yes. So, as you said, it is very hastily written in a rushed handwriting. And as you quickly read over it and you get the gist of it, and it seems that this research team that you are impersonating were sent here to try to work out how to weaponize the crystal. It's not clear how you're supposed to have be able to work out how to do that, but because that's down to the researchers. But yes, it's very clear that you were here to look into if you could amplify the range that it works, and B, if you could weaponize it in any way. So it talks about trying to make it sort of like a projectile that's like an arrow that you could hit someone with and it makes their magic alert, or if there's a way to even make some sort of huge range that could help them.
Right. I'm assuming that I'm not just like reading this and then I have to tell everyone. Everyone can just like have a look at it.
Yeah, everyone can know.
Okay.
That's fine.
This is not good, but maybe we can just not do it. We can just destroy it.
How do you propose we do that?
Well, surely if we need to investigate how to use it, we need to have access to it. So just, I don't know, they've already got shards, so we can just like gradually get rid of it.
I see. I mean, it's probably taken those 10 men quite a while just to get those scraps done.
We could lie. Say that whatever research we found, the crystal doesn't do much more than it does.
Yes, that's a very good idea.
I suppose we'll have
Okay.
to cross that bridge when we come to it. You ready to go into the cave?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
Perfect. Okay, so you should be in the cave. The first thing that becomes very apparent is Fop. Without the aid of dark vision, you are unable to see in this cave.
It's dark in here, guys.
Uh,
Do you have a torch?
Oh, don't
I
need
have
Right,
the
yeah, do.
cantrip light if I can. Can I touch?
Well,
Can I do it on my sword and then light up my sword?
yeah,
just-
you could do it on your own sword if you like.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let me just do that quick. So light, I believe, does dim for 60 and light for 30. Let me just put in. So
Oh,
you
that's
should be able
better.
to see now. So you see that the paladin uses some sort of divine magic to make her sword glow, and you can now see everything around you in this cave. Those of you that have dark vision could already see that there is some slight stream that seems to be trickling down as you get lower down in this cave. And yeah, you are now at sort of the entrance of where it starts to become a bit flat again. And it's
Onwards.
very, very dark.
Please, Alicia, lead the way.
My pleasure.
Okay, as you move to this point, especially with your glowing sword, you can see hunched up against the wall to the north, there's two bodies that seem to be hunched up as if they were sitting, and you swear for a moment that their head moves slightly, as if it's moving to look towards the light that has just entered its range.
Did you guys see that?
No?
What is that?
I don't know, but it looks like they're trying to look at us.
As you are whispering, one of them definitely now starts to push itself up with its hands, trying to get back up to its feet.
Hello?
as,
You okay?
as,
Okay.
as you call hello into this cave, you see what is very clearly some sort of zombies that are covered in seaweed and not looking very well, I guess we can say. And they look towards you and they start to run in your direction, making zombie noises of gurgling, as if they are definitely about to attack you.
Oh.
So, let's roll initiative. Here we go. And this is the first lot of the combat. So Dren, you get to react first. So these three zombies are definitely sprinting towards you,
Printing.
almost stumbling over the rocks below, but managing to keep themselves up as if they definitely want to try to eat you. What would you like to do?
Jesus. I will shoot one of them. I suppose this one, the uppermost one,
Yeah.
I will shoot.
Ooh.
Natural 20 off the bat. So this, almost out of fear of the zombie sprinting towards you, you draw your bow, quickly chuck an arrow into it, fire it off, and you get him straight between the eyes as he stumbles back, falling onto his ass on the floor before pushing himself back up to his feet because he is still standing, although very heavily wounded.
That doesn't seem right. I will attack again, full of vigor, after my successful hit.
So are you going to use
The action
your action
surge,
surge?
yes.
Okay, go for it.
I go again.
Very nice. Okay, you hit him again, managing to this time get him in the chest area, and the arrow seems to go into its rotten flesh between its bones and come out the other side as like its flesh is some watery paper. And it does quite a bit of damage, but it is still standing and still stumbling its way towards you.
Guys?
Ah!
And then that's me done. I'm not going to move.
Okay, you're going to stand where you are. Neri, here's your go.
Okay, so that's still where they're standing. They haven't really got any closer
They
yet.
haven't moved yet, no.
Okay. I want to use Burning Hands, which is a 15-foot cone.
Yeah.
Is there a way I can get all of them? Can we
So if
stand in
you
this water?
Yeah, it's only a very small stream. If you select the spell, it should give you the option to draw a cone.
Uh,
So if you cast a spell,
well, with the little dice
let me.
picture.
Yes, yeah. So if you click the dice,
Okay.
does it bring up a
Yes. Yeah, it does.
area, and then you can select. So you click and drag to choose where that is.
I think
so
I
you
can
can
only
see.
get 2. Oh,
Oh, did you just draw it by accident?
yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
And I've rotated to get like the top 2.
What I'll do is I'll just put that in because I don't think you can rotate it once you've put it down.
Okay.
But that's fine. Yeah, so you want to put it in an area so you get the top 2. Oh, just pressed the wrong button. Okay, and they need to do dexterity saving throws. So one of them succeeds and the other one fails. So the top one succeeds, so only takes half the damage. So he's only going to take 5 points of damage, which does leave him on 1 health. So he is still standing, although now singed with fire. The wet exterior of him managing to withhold him from dying just about. And the other one gets hurt quite bad, takes a lot of burn damage. It's cloth that is now over its shoulders, slightly setting on fire as well.
Okay.
Would you like
And
to move any more?
sort of take a step back.
Okay, so you're going to retreat a little bit into the corner.
Yeah.
Pop you up.
Cool. So I'm gonna step forward and cast magic missiles. See if I can hit all 3 of them.
Okay, so you're going to do 1 missile to each of them.
Yeah.
So if you target 1 and then press it, I think you have to do it that way, if I remember rightly. And then cast the spell. That's it. Okay, so that one is definitely dead. As it falls to the floor, your arcane bolt hitting into its neck and managing to fell it. And then if you do it to the second one as well. Nice amount of damage hits that one, and then onto the third one as well. So you see, as Fob is casting this magic, he uses his staff to cast the magic, but then his shell glows before the magic missiles fire out of the staff, hitting each of the zombies ahead, making one of them fall to the ground.
I think I'm just gonna step back behind my divine sword here safely. Go get him.
And the one that you killed would have had a turn, but you managed to kill it before it managed to do anything. So it is your go, Alicia.
Okay.
You see, one is very heavily wounded in front of you, and the one at the back has only slightly been harmed.
Okay. Going to come over here.
Mhm.
I'm going to cast, as a bonus action, Shield of Faith on Neri.
I will sort that out if you manage, if you make sure to use the spell slot.
Yeah.
I'll change your
Just-
armor class. Mary.
Hang on. There
Perfect.
we go.
So that is a bonus action, so you still got your action and the rest
And
of your
then go there and hit that one.
go for it. Luckily, you still managed to hit the zombie as they're very easy to hit. And you managed to slice the head off of that one straight away without it being able to do anything. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so it is the zombie's go, who is going to stumble his way towards you as you are the closest, and he's just witnessed you chop one of his pal's head off, and he's going to try to whack you with his gangly arm. And he does manage to do so as you take 6 points of damage as your ears ring slightly as he manages to get a good hit to the side of your head. And that is his go. Let me just, yeah, that is all he can do. So we go top of the round again. So Dren, that is you.
Yep, I will shuffle past Fop and then attack with the longbow again.
Boom, managed to hit, getting it straight into the abdomen area as it wails out in pain, bending over slightly but not managing to knock it to the floor as it still stands looking ready to fight Alicia still some more. Anything else?
I will step behind Fop again.
Retreat behind. Area, it is your go.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and hit the last one with Ray of Frost.
Okay. Go for it. Luckily, you managed to hit, as they are very easy to hit with
Wow.
little armor and being very slow. You see its already wet exterior starts to crystallize some ice across its chest area as it cries out in pain but does not fall to the floor. Any movement, or are you going to
No,
stay where you
I'm
are?
just gonna stay.
Pop you up.
Is this zombie low on health?
Yes, very low.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and just run up and headbutt him. See if I can finish him off.
Okay, so the wizard is going to try and run up and headbutt him. If you go to the square just below, that's it, yeah. And then target him, and you should have something that says unarmed strike in your inventory. You do manage to hit him for 1 point of damage as your head slightly begins to hurt. You do get a pretty good hit against him, but he's not too phased
All right,
by
guys.
your headbutt.
I won't be doing that again. I'm just gonna back off.
Remember, if you go out of his range, you will get an opportunity of attack. He will get an opportunity attack.
Oh,
sorry.
that's true. Sorry. I shall stand my ground.
You made your bed. You got to lie in it now.
Alicia, you are up. It is extremely close to death now, especially after Fop just attempted to headbutt it.
Guess I can probably just stab him then.
Yeah, that's probably more effective.
Gonna headbutt you.
There you go. And how would you like to finish off this final zombie?
Oh, can I stab my sword into his face?
You,
And then
you-
just
you lunge your sword straight through the sort of nose area, and it goes all the way through. And as you pull it out, some blood is dripping, and some of you might be a little bit disgusted by what you just witnessed Alicia do, as the zombie falls to its knees and then falls onto its side dead. And the silence of the cavern
job.
falls over you all again.
gotta
that
get the
necessary?
brains.
Very, very true. Yes. They don't really have anything on them. I'm guessing they're just like gross.
Yeah, so they obviously once upon a time had proper clothing on, but they've been down here for such a long time in this wet cavern that it's just become disgusting rags. There's no sort of pockets or satchels on them.
Okay.
Are
Let's
these our
just move on,
guards?
I guess. Well, there was 2, wasn't there? And there's 3 of these.
Yeah, these
Uh,
have quite clearly been here for a long time, and the guards had only been had only been missing for 2 days.
Okay.
Fop, how's your head?
Yeah, sore.
What were you thinking?
I just wanted to be. I just wanted to show off. You've got like these swords and bows, and I'm sorry, guys.
You don't have to be sorry, but magic's always much better than that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I've
You,
learned my
you know
lesson.
that.
Just thought you might like me if I headbutted a zombie to death.
Magic is
We'd
just
like
a
you
crutch.
regardless, Pop.
Run off.
Okay, so as Dren leads the way, I'll move you all up a bit. So you can also see, you see in this next cavern that the pool of water sort of finishes here before it doesn't go any further down into this cave. And this area here has a lot of very large mushrooms. It's lining the wall, all over the floor. And from the point you are now, you can definitely see that there is a skeleton floating in this pool of water that has become here as well.
You don't think he ate one of these mushrooms, do you?
Quite possibly.
Oh dear. Well, don't
Best-
touch anything.
Best we don't eat them and find out.
Okay,
And so can I investigate the skeleton?
yeah, so do you actually want to go up to it and investigate it?
Yeah, so I'll make my way over to him.
Okay, and just to be clear, you said that you're going to try to keep a distance from these mushrooms.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you move around these mushrooms, getting even a little bit close to these mushrooms, you realize straight away that they excrete some sort of dust into the air around them. Maybe it's the warmth of your body or something like that that sets them off. But because you decided to stay away from them, you're far enough away to quickly dodge backwards again. So when you got about this close, it excreted the gas into the air, and you stepped back for a second to manage to just stay away
no.
from it.
This isn't good. How are we going to get around these?
Maybe this is the idea.
Yeah, you don't know if it can do that twice. It might only be able to do it once every few times. But there's a lot of mushrooms in here, so it would be quite difficult for you to dodge your way through this area.
Can I shoot one?
Yes, you
See how
can.
it is?
Just roll an attack roll for me, just a normal. And are you going for one of the big ones rather than there's some small ones on the floor as well?
I'll just shoot the one that reacted to FOP, so the one near to us. I can't. How do I roll attack if I'm not selecting a token?
Very good point. I don't think you can.
Can you not just do it through your character sheet?
Oh, I think I can attack the zombie behind me.
Yeah, just do that. I do. Yeah, we went backwards. So you managed to hit it, and it explodes with gas spores all around it. And as they fade and fall to the floor, the mushroom as a whole disappears. It's completely split in two pieces, and you don't believe it will give you any more issues.
Ah.
Guess that's all on you then, Dren.
Easy, I can do this. So, should I individually hit each one?
No, if you're just going to take some time
I'll
to just
shoot
go
the rest.
through and shoot the rest of them, you do start to hear, all of you start to hear this, as if there's some sort of weird slime type movement in this cavern as well, but you can't quite make out where it is while Dren is shooting all of these mushrooms. And before long, you see moving across the wall just to your left, Dren, there is some sort of ooze that seems to be able to move across terrain, appears next to you. And it is coming straight for you. So we are gonna roll initiative again. Just to put you into turn order. Bear with me 1 second.
Why is it in a heart shape?
It's just a square of the tile. So, and it's actually so Fop, seeing these, you manage to act first as you see these weird slime-like creatures crawling across the wall towards you.
Well, I don't think I'll be headbutting any of these guys. And can I
Otherwise,
step forward and cast a firebolt at the nearest ooze?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, you can. 1 second. It's not letting me. Why is that doing that? If you do your firebolt for me and see if it works. That work? No, it did not. Bear with me 1 second. I just need to. There you go. Okay, it should work there. No, I'm not sure why that's working. If you do that again. Oh, actually, I'll use you if this misses. Yeah, it does. I'll use your first one. It's fun. Okay, so you do manage to hit this with your fire, but your fire doesn't seem to do as much damage to it as you were hoping,
oh no.
as it seems to have some sort of resistance to the fire. Maybe it's its watery like exterior manages to put out your fire before it does any real damage to it. But it does do a bit of damage.
Okay, I'll end my turn.
Okay, so you're going to stay where you are and end your turn there. I just need to back into order. Okay, so Dren, it is your go.
Fop, have you seen anything like this before?
No, I'll be honest. I didn't spend a lot of time dwelling in caves with zombies, but
Excellent.
they do not look friendly.
I thought you knew things.
Well, I know some things. They seem to react to the mushrooms, whatever that did. Didn't seem happy that you started shooting up. Or maybe it was its food. I mean, if you started shooting my food, I'd be angry.
Your lettuce.
Uh,
Okay, I'll take a step back over this little stream, if that all protects me at all, and shoot the one right in front of me.
Go for it. You do manage to hit it, seeing as it is just a big blob of ooze. It doesn't have much armor to it, so your arrow manages to get right into the center of its mass, and it does seem to do damage. It takes some damage from your hits, and yeah, it isn't very happy. It's still moving forward.
That'll be all from me.
Okay, Neri.
Does the mushroom, or the mushrooms that are near the ooze, do they react when they're next to them?
They do not. So yeah, there are still some mushrooms that Dren didn't get round to hitting yet. And they don't seem to excrete any sort of albedo or dust when they get close.
Okay. I was gonna try and hit this one as well with Rare Frost.
Okay. So the magic does seem to hit its exterior, but once again, it doesn't seem as effective as you were hoping, as it seems to have some sort of resistance to the cold type of damage that your Ray of Frost does.
Okay, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay, you're gonna stand at your ground where you are.
Yep.
Let's see, here you are.
1, 2, 3. Go there. Just do a longsword.
Okay, you pull out your longsword and you try to see if you can get into its weird exterior, and you do manage to sort of hit it, but your longsword just doesn't seem to take as much as you were hoping, and sort of falls off the side of it. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, well, on this guy's go, he stumbles towards you, and it's weird the way he's walking, as if he's sort of flopping over itself and then flipping itself forward. And it goes all the way up to you, and it is going to try to whack you with. It sort of looks like an arm that's made out of ooze that comes forward and tries to take a swing at you. Yeah, that hurts. So you take a whack from this, and
Christ.
as well as the
Yeah.
hit, you realise that its exterior has some sort of acid on it, and it really burns the skin that it manages to hit. But more importantly, as it hits your armor, it starts to erode a part of your armor, and your armor class goes down by 1.
Wow.
Sweet Jesus.
Your armor is slightly damaged from whatever acidic exterior this has as it hits you. And not looking very worse for wear, you look at the other one next to you that is also going to try and give you a whack.
Oh, no.
But this time you manage to get your shield up just in time and dodge out of the way, and it very lightly brushes the shield but doesn't hit it enough to actually do any sort of damage to it. And you realise that this is not a good situation for you to be in.
Sorry,
Poppy,
guys,
it's
I
your
got
go.
this.
Oh shit. Are both of them next to one of those mushrooms, cephalopod thingies that hasn't been expunged?
So there's one next to the top guy, but there's not any that are next to both of them.
Okay. And is that in range of Alicia?
No.
Okay, so let's cast the fireball at the
At the
mushroom, yeah. Oh, sorry. At the mushroom.
Okay, let me very quickly. What I will do is give you something to target, if I can, so you don't accidentally attack the.
What about the zombie again?
Yeah, one sec. I'll just sort it out. Oh, that's far too big. If you attack that thing, though, I'll just make it small. Oh, it just exploded blood everywhere as well. Very nice. Okay, so you do manage to hit it, and as it explodes, it releases this weird powder. And let me just see if the creature does take damage from it. It does, actually. So it releases some poison into the sky, and it does seem to be affected by it. And it does, in fact, kill it. So it seems to still breathe air, and it falls to the floor as if it can no longer survive in the air that you have put it in. And it is dead.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to end my turn here. In fact, actually, I'm just going to step over here behind Dren.
Fuck.
Super.
And Indrena, is your go as Fop runs to take cover behind you.
Are there any stalactites or anything on the ceiling? Is there anything?
They're very small ones. There's nothing massive if you're looking to try to drop something onto it.
Yeah. Let's see. I can move 30 feet, can't I?
Yeah.
So this mushroom, can you see my
Yeah.
line I'm drawing here? So this mushroom, I presume I've shot.
Yes, that one you will have. I'm sure of
But
that.
these two at the back.
No, you wouldn't have been able to
Not
see them
those
from
ones.
where you were before.
Okay. So I'm going to run over past the blob.
Okay, so we'll get an attack of opportunity if you run past it,
Jesus.
unless you like curve around it.
But can I? There's nothing I can do to avoid that.
You could like walk like this.
I don't get as close to the mushroom though.
No.
Is there not a way I can walk close and then do like an acrobatics thing to jump over it and then continue?
No, the acrobatics will be
Come
part
on.
of its attack, so it will try to attack you. And if it misses, then that is the equivalent to you dodging it.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna
Okay.
try to make a run for the mushroom. So should I just run to where I plan
Yeah.
to go, and then we do the attack on it?
Yeah. I will do the attack while you do that. We'll see. Okay, so he is going to try and take a swipe at you as you run past him, and it does hit as you get whacked in the side, and you also feel this fleshy, as it hits your fleshy parts, it burns as it has some sort of acid exterior. And then, let me just see.
Fatally wounded. I also
Shut up.
yell at it. I yell at the blob. So it gets
And you also lose some armor class. Your armor is also damaged slightly as it takes the brunt of the damage.
Is there like a check I need to do if I want to yell at it and distract it?
You can use your action to do what's called the help action, which essentially would be doing that. But that would use up your action, so you wouldn't be able to attack.
Where is the help action? Or do I just tell you
Oh, you just tell me, yeah. You just tell me.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm going to try to help Alicia and shout at the blob.
Okay.
Some sort
Something juicy. Give me an intimidation check then. So if you go to your skills and intimidation.
of. Oh shit! Actually, oh god, it's too late. Fuck. All right, I'm gonna go.
The blob of
Shout
doom
nicely.
does not seem to understand whatever language it is you're shouting at it. It doesn't seem to care for you.
Come here, please.
No wonder he's not intimidated.
Please come here. And then near it is your go. You see Drem now starting to bleed himself as he gets whacked, and then says, "Please come here."
Okay, so when Alicia did her longsword attack, did it look like it kind of had a resistance like it did magic, or that she just didn't really hit it well enough?
She didn't hit it well enough.
Okay, I'm gonna try using my wait, what have I got? Hang on. My crossbow on this
Okay.
one.
Go for it.
And just see if that does anything.
Big shot to target.
Yeah.
Okay, you do manage to, untrained with a crossbow, you still manage to remember how it loads and aim it in the rough direction, and you do hit it, doing a little bit of damage to it, but not too much.
Okay. And I think I'll stay here. I'll
Okay.
just move here a little bit.
So, Alicia, you are not looking very well, but luckily one of them has fallen into a puddle on the floor. But one of them
Yeah.
still standing beside you, looking like it's going to try to swing for you again.
I think. Can I do lay on hands on myself?
Yes, yeah. So that's up to 10 hit points, I think, isn't
Yeah.
it? You can give yourself at the moment.
Don't really have given myself.
Yeah, so if you just double click your character sheet and give yourself 10 hit points.
I
Can
gave
you
myself
do that?
0.
Sure.
What have I done?
Let me sort you out. What
Yeah.
was it? You was on 2,
I was on
weren't
3,
you?
so I need 13.
3, 13. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Done. Okay. Do you want to try moving or anything, or are you just gonna hold your ground now? You've
I'm
been
gonna hold my
healed
ground,
slightly?
you know, because I haven't learned my lesson.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, it is going to try to swipe at you again, so let's see how that goes for it. And luckily this time, learning how much pain it puts you in, you dodge to the side, and it does not manage to connect with you. And yeah, that's let's go. So you got very lucky on that one. Fop, here's your go.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna cast firebolts until it's dead.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Oh, very nice. Okay, so you do see that the fire doesn't take as much hold as you like, but it still does take some damage to it as it impacts against its fleshy exterior. Any movement, or is that...
No, I'm gonna stay here.
Okay, Dren, you're up. Your intimidation attempt did not seem to do much.
Yes. Quite. So I will move back a little bit, I think, and then attack.
It's not a good day for Dren, as your arrow sails wide, almost hitting Neri on the back wall as you see it go over your shoulder, and completely missing the ooze. And then Neri, it's your go.
I would just go for a.
I think you just unselected it.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, for a crossbow attack again.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh god.
Oh,
I was gonna judge Dren for his bad shots. No, I can't.
as his arrow went wide and almost hit you against the wall, your crossbow bolt goes wide and almost hits Dren against the other wall as well, as if you're almost hitting each other, either side of this ooze, and completely missing the ooze.
What
Are you
is?
moving at all?
No,
Alicia, you are
actually, yes.
stand in front of.
Gonna stab it this time. Gonna do it.
Okay, go for it.
Determined.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Just to remind you, as a paladin, you can also expend spell slots to do smite. I forgot what
Yes.
type of smite it's called. Divine
Yes.
smite, if you would like to.
Okay.
You don't have to. But it adds 2d8 to the roll, to the damage.
Okay. Sure. Why
Yeah.
not?
So I think if you go to features and then divine smite,
Features. The bottom. One smite.
okay, it doesn't actually roll it for you by the looks of it.
Is
So
it
if you just
2d8?
roll-
Sorry.
2d8, yeah. I'll add it. I'll remove it from the hit points. Oh, that is not quite enough to take it down. But it is extremely worse where chunks of it have been chopped off. The divine light that you brought upon your sword sears through its flesh. And it is not looking worse for wear, but it is managing to stand for one last attack on you, Alicia. So let's see how he does. He misses as he goes wide, still in pain from your divine strike. It's not able to focus and hit you this time, so you're easily able to dodge to the side, not getting hit by it. As Fop, it is your go.
Okay, so I'm gonna step up and see if I can shred this ooze with my claw.
Okay. Very nice. How would you like to finish it off? As you get the blow?
I rip it to pieces like I'm shredding some chicken.
So, very animalistic. You see Fop and start to shred this to pieces. As you manage to finish off the only two threats that it looks like there are in this area. You do see some of the mushrooms around the place are still active, but what Dren did earlier has managed to at least give you a path through to the other side.
Perfect.
As you get to the end of this and you look down at your sword, Alicia, you do notice that it is slightly damaged. And as such, all of your and Dren's armor are still damaged, unfortunately.
Can I see if my mending cantrip would do anything to fix it to an extent where it doesn't have those effects anymore?
It would. You would. So the mending cantrip technically lasts 6 seconds per per turn, so you would have to spend a couple of minutes doing it over and over and over again to restore the effects. But you could do that if
Okay.
you want to take a bit of a rest.
I mean, it's kind of a big thing, so I mean, I would put that to them. So I can try my mending on your equipment, and it would just take a little while. If you want me to try and fix it for you.
That would mean
Both
a lot to me. Thank you.
Wait, Alicia, what if it's only one of us?
What do you mean?
Neri?
Can you repair both of our equipments?
Yes, just it would take longer.
Please.
Just to remind you as well, you can take a short rest, which means you rest for an hour, but you are able to heal up a little bit before moving forwards, if you like.
I would suggest we take a short rest.
Yep, let's do that.
Me and Dren got hit a few times.
Okay, so are all of you going to sit in this cavern and take a little rest?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Do I technically get one if I'm still like working and doing the mending thing while?
No, so you would not
Okay.
get a short rest. I don't think you get any
That's
benefit
fine.
from a short rest anyway, as a sorcerer.
Um,
So that's
while
fine.
while Neri is mending and the others are resting, can I investigate the skeletons to see if these are the guards from the camp?
Okay, yes. So give me an investigation check first, and then give me a medicine check to follow that. Okay, so with the investigation check, you don't find out too much, but with the medicine check, it doesn't look like these were killed by some sort of erosion like that ooze was doing. It looks like these skeletons have just been here for many, many, many years. So you don't think it's the guards. Okay, so I'm just gonna revert so the shield of faith that was placed upon you Neri fades in the short rest as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you spend some time making the armor of Alicia and Dren better.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll the short rest now.
Yeah, so if you select your tokens, go to utility, you can all take a short rest if you would like. And then it should give you the ability to use hit dice, I believe. Is that how it works?
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. A 10. So that means you heal up 12.
Ah.
So, because you're level 2, you can use 2 hit dice each. Obviously, you don't have to. You can only use. Oh, both of you rolled a 10
Yeah.
on your hit dice. That is really lucky. So, both of you are back to full health with 1 dice. So, you both have 1 dice left. So, you can take another short rest if you want later in the day, and you still have 1 more dice to roll.
excellent. Fop, did you find anything?
No, not much to be honest. I don't think they're the guards. I think they've been here for a bit longer. It looks like they've been stripped clean. The skin has been
That's-
pulled from their bones.
I was going to say that's kind of good news, but okay.
Well, I still think it'd be good if we could ascertain the fate of the guards. At least then our friends of the Order will be able to... Sorry, we'll be able to be in the good favor of our friends in the Order.
Yes, let's continue and see if we can find them.
Okay.
All right.
So continue on your way. Okay, so when you get to the point that the two of you are at, you can see. I'm just going to move you off of each other. You can see that 2 things. So there's a fork in the road. One goes to the left and one goes to the right. With the vantage point that you can see at the moment, it looks like there's a lot of crates to the left, as if there's some sort of storage place. But more worryingly, to the right, you start to hear very low, mellow chanting from that chamber ahead. And then you can just see on the corner of your dark vision, Dren, that there seems to be some sort of altar and someone laying on top of the altar.
Can I do a perception check before we go any further?
Yeah, go for it. Give me a perception check.
Fuck. Fucking hell, so close.
You're not rolling so well today. So yeah, you can't make out anything further than that. You can definitely see there's some sort of body on top of the altar. But other than that, you can't make any more details out.
Fop, I can, using my keen senses, see what appears to be some sort of altar to our right. You probably won't be able to see it because you're a turtle, but a turtle. But yes, my keen senses tell me this.
Okay. Well, let's just hope your keen senses are better than your aim.
So yeah, you two behind as well, Neri and Alicia, will have also heard what Dren just said.
Okay.
How would you like to proceed before I unpause the game?
I definitely think we need to go and take a look at that, at least.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Agree.
So are you just going to walk up, or are you sneaking, or
Stealthily.
Yeah.
I will try my best.
Cautiously, tippity toe towards the
Okay.
altar.
Check
if
the
you're all going
traps.
to move up, and you will all want to do it stealthily, or roll a stealth check for me, which is in skills.
Ah, nice. Wait,
There you go. Okay.
How did I do better?
So two of you did very bad, and two of you did pretty good. The average is probably not. Let me just quickly do some quick math. No, so as you start to approach, you're going to get to around about this area here as you're all moving up. Before, almost at the exact same time, Fop, your shell bangs against the wall next to you, and nearer you kick a stone on the floor. John and Alicia, you quickly throw some dagger glances their way as they seem to have ruined your stealth. And the chanting ahead stops immediately.
Hurry!
And as the chanting stops, you hear from down the way a very elderly sounding woman voice that shouts down the tunnel and echoes across this cavern. Who's there? And what are you doing?
I push Fop forwards. You go,
Why is
Fop.
it- Why is it always me?
You're charming.
All right. Keep your bow handy.
I'm waiting.
Hello there.
Who are you?
I'm a friend of the people. Who are you?
I don't like people.
Do you like turtles?
For dinner.
Oh shit.
Why don't you show yourself?
Okay. So I step forward in front of Dren and slowly approach this voice in the distance.
Okay, I've unpaused the game so you can move your token. Okay, so you see, so as you get to that entrance, you can see, so if you wait in the entrance quick, you see, let me show you, and 1 second. You see this creature standing behind the altar. You see what is very clearly a guard lying on the altar, and you can make out the order symbol on its chest. And this creature looks like it has some sort of magical like chalice that it's holding above the creature. In the back of this cave, you can also see that there is a cage that has another guard in it, a second guard that seems to be living and conscious. The one on the altar seems to be unconscious for the moment. And as you've walked around the corner, you also see standing in the corner to your right another creature that looks like this. So like a fish-like creature, humanoid in stature, that seems to be staring directly at you now that it knows your presence.
Okay.
And she is going to continue and say, "You have disrupted my ritual.
So
Why?"
I'm quite scared. This other creature, this watery sea monster creature, is there any way I can tell if it speaks Aquan?
You only would know by talking Aquan.
Okay, so I give it a go.
Okay.
I start speaking directly to it in Aquan, pleading with it that we are not a foe and that we were just looking to see if we could be of any service.
Okay, so she replies in Aquan, back to you. So the rest of you who do not speak Aquan do not understand this. And she says, "Service, you say? Well, what are you willing to do to get out of here alive?"
Well, clearly you have a taste for these guards, and I might know where you could find some more. We just want to be able to be on our way. Maybe we could trade you safe passage back through your cavern for... Can I turn to Dren quickly? And in the common tongue, ask him if he picked up any of those shards out of the book.
No, I thought they'd cause us problems. I don't have any.
Shit. We have a very powerful magical item with us,
Bluff.
and we simply want to give you something as a sign of our respect. But we might have to go get it. Please let us leave. I'll be right back.
Shit. So the first thing that creeps you out completely, when you said that there were more guards that you would be able to tell their whereabouts, she makes like a disgusting noise with her mouth as if she's like started to saliva, and as if she's seen like or heard about a really nice meal that creeps you out slightly. And as you finish that, she says, "Magical items are of little worth to me, but the whereabouts of these other guards, that interests me. I'll make you a deal. You get me to these guards, and you can go free. Alternatively, I see back there you have a armored friend. Give me her, and the rest of you can be on your way."
We not hear any of this. It's just fop.
No, so unless you
It's in the
speak
language.
Aquan,
Oh yeah. Okay.
which is a language, you don't understand this.
Well, she's not for sale. Plus, she tastes terrible. You wouldn't like her. Let me speak to them and see what we can do.
Well, hurry.
Okay, so I scurry back, and I very hastily and anxiously explain the conversation that's just taken place. And I guess so. We have very little options. We can give up the jig and lead her back to the camp, or we could probably run out of here and... Oh, I don't even know if we'd make it, to be honest. Do we have any ideas?
Well, how about we just say we bring the guards to her, and then that lets us leave, and she doesn't have to go anywhere. But we just don't do that. Now we've figured out what's happened to the guards, we can at least just tell them what's going on.
I'm pretty sure the commander would like to come in here and ascertain the fate of his two guards, and if so, we would unintentionally lead them in here anyway.
Exactly.
But I don't know the ship that we saw, that would require at least 12 to 15 people to to get it at sea and to get it moving. I mean, we could try the small rowboats as an alternative, but I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little bit boxed in here.
Could
Mm.
just, kill her.
Oh yeah, you think you could take her? You know, there's 2 of them in there, right?
There's 4 of us.
Okay. Do you want to play the sacrificial lamb? She said she wanted to eat you first. That might get you in range for a good attack.
What do we think?
I'm
I'm
happy.
not happy to sacrifice any guards for anyone.
Okay.
But they are part of the order. It's not
Doesn't
so
mean
bad.
they're bad people.
Well, they would turn on us in a second if they saw that magical sword you're holding.
True. Maybe you can also see if you can figure out what she's doing with them first.
Yeah, can I turn back and do a perception check from here?
Yeah, go for it. Are you trying to ascertain what she's doing?
Yeah, so I would probably roll the perception check on the ritual.
Yeah, so if you roll Arcana for me, while you were there, you got a good enough look at the chalice and the whole situation. So Arcana, just to see what your knowledge of that is. So something that you did notice slightly while you were in that area is that although this guard was unconscious, it had like growths on it. And you can sort of put 2 and 2 together to think that this is some sort of transformation style of ritual. And that's pretty much all you can glean from that roll.
Okay, so she might be making some minions out of these men. I mean, she might be making these. I don't know what to call them. Water zombies. I'm not sure. Whatever it is, it seems nefarious.
So if we let her have the other guards, then she's going to create an army? And then do what?
I mean, that's her business, to be honest. I'm just looking
And
for
we're
a way
currently
off.
stuck on an island with her.
And 10 guards of the order and a commander. I'm possibly one of the most powerful items that I've ever seen. I don't know. Maybe we should just take our chances and try and attack her. Clean this place out, do our job, and go back to the order. What do you guys think?
I'm happy to go along with that plan.
I'm not particularly keen on helping the order
So
do
keen on
whatever they
helping
can
her.
with this crystal. Could we find a way to deal with both?
She bellows out from the cavern. Have you made a decision yet? I'm getting bored.
Shit.
We don't have time to try and think of a plan to come up to deal with both. We either get rid of her now or we don't.
Yes, if we do get rid of her, we still got the guards to deal with. If we try and give her what we want, we might have a way of getting off the island. We got to make a decision here and now. Fight or feed her the guards. Neri?
Right.
Dren?
Feed the guards.
Alicia?
Fight.
Oh fuck it, let's fight her. Okay, well she wanted to eat you, Alicia.
Guess I'm
Alright.
going first.
Yeah, so let me see if I can do a little coaxing to get you a bit closer in range. Okay. So, I turn back to her and I say, well, that alternative method, our armored friend Delicia here would like to meet you, if that's okay. Can she come in?
Meet me? Let's not be anything tricky going on here.
No.
Roll a deception check for me.
Screwed.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
So you rolled a solid 7 on your deception, but luckily she rolls a natural 1 on her insight check to try to determine what she thinks of that. So she's like, bring her in, but not the other two.
Rude.
All right. Come on, Alicia.
I'm okay with it.
What would you like, you pretty little thing?
Hmm? My friend here tells me that you have an interest in me. Just wondering why that is.
I need strong warriors for my plans. And you look pretty able.
And what would those plans be?
Well, this island has an infection, you see. And I'm going to rid it of it.
What do you mean by infection?
Those armored people up there come onto my island, take camp, make fences. Not on my watch.
And what is wrong with them coming onto this land? What have they done to you?
It is mine.
Why
And
is it yours?
I make the rules for this island. And I say they are not allowed to be here. And she starts to walk towards, she places the chalice on the altar in front of her, and she seems to be getting very agitated just talking about this whole situation she's in. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Now, my Aquan friend here seems to understand, but you I'm not sure about. Why are you here? And she pointed towards Fop when she said, my Aquan friend.
To be honest, we're not meant to be here. We washed up on shore. We're just passing through. We're not really looking to cause too much trouble.
Then...
Hey,
Lee...
what's that thing behind you?
Are you just...
It's gonna interrupt her.
She, let me just roll. See if she's gonna actually pull that. Roll for me is persuasion roll. Let's see how that goes. You rolled the same, but you have a higher modifier. So she does turn around and she looks straight at the cage where the guard behind her is, worried for a second that it might have managed to get out. And
So-
then
I turned to Alicia and give her like a little bit of a nudge.
You thought you had a plan, but now you're just gonna make someone else do it.
Okay. I guess I go towards her and try and sneakily do a stab.
well, let me quickly set some things up
Thanks,
then.
Fop.
Okay, so because of the distraction, you are going to get a surprise attack on her. So let's do that first. Let me... yeah, so if you do that first, so you step up and you're going to try and swing at her. So while she's distracted, looking back at the guard, worried for a second that he's managed to weasel his way out of his cage, you swing your longsword into the back of her.
Just a normal roll, sorry.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
you
still.
would- oh, you're still attacking the grey.
I'm still attacking the great ooze.
You actually would have had advantage. So if you just roll
Okay.
a normal one again.
Okay.
That misses still though. So your sword goes wide and it clangs off of the altar next to her as her head quickly spins around looking you straight in the eyes with her glare as she screams in your face.
Hello.
And she's definitely going to attack you. So let's put you all into initiative. And Fop, it is your go.
God damn it, Fop.
This
Oh.
is your plan. So I'm just gonna cast a firebolt on her.
Okay. So it does hit her straight in her chest as she then swings her neck around to look at you, baring her teeth, and screams, "You traitor!" Man doesn't look very happy with you. What else would you like to do?
I'm just going to stay here. I'm gonna stay right here.
Okay, so you also need to do a wisdom saving throw for. So if you select your token and then go to save at the top, oh, you've already worked out. 10. Oh no. So you are frightened of her as she gazes straight into you. You suddenly, it comes over you, and you are frightened, which means you have disadvantage on any attacks while she is within line of sight, and you cannot move towards her.
Okay.
Let me just find the symbol. There you go. Okay, that is your go done. So Alicia, is your go. Can you also give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
I can.
So you are also frightened. So you cannot move any closer to her, although you can't anyway, because you are as close as you can get. And any attack against her has disadvantage.
Okay.
It's going well.
What would you like to do?
Oh, I think I've used all my spell slots, haven't I? Yes, I have. Just have to redeem myself. I try to redeem myself. Disadvantage.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh.
As the fear that she has bestowed upon you takes over, and you sling your longsword at her as if it's the first day in training school, and it looks limp and not very good as it manages to completely miss her. So you can move away from her, you just can't move towards her. If you move out of her range, she obviously does get an attack opportunity. So would you like to move at all?
No.
Okay, you're going to stay where you are. Dren, so although you are at a bit of a distance, they were talking loud enough for you to have heard all of what is going on and be able to see what has transpired in this room.
Okay, so noting that my allies are clearly terrified of something, I'm not going to step in. I'm going to attack the other guy, the sea spawn.
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay, so your arrow manages to hit him straight in the chest as he cries out, gurgling in pain.
That will be all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do anything else.
Okay, Neri, here's your go.
Okay. I'll step forward a little bit so I can see everything properly, and I'll try and hit with a ray of frost.
The sea hag.
Yes.
Okay, you do manage to hit her. As an icy exterior starts to form around the shoulder where you hit her. And you do also need to give me a wisdom saving throw, please. Okay, so you are unaffected by this frightening visage. She seems to be affecting the other two with. You managed to stay unfrightened of her for the time being, but it is her go. She is going to shout across to her weird sea creature that she has. You take that turtle. She's mine. And is obviously gesturing towards Alicia. So she is going to she tries to rake her claws across your chest, but it manages to fling off of your armor, not doing any sort of damage. So you are okay for 1 second. Okay, and that is its go. So it is then this sea creature's go as he steps towards you. He is going to target you, and he is going to try to bite you. But you manage to turn around just in time so that his teeth hit into your hard exterior shell and does not manage to get through to your flesh. And then it does also get a second attack where it is going to try to hit you with one of its arms. And also misses you. You once again manage to spin just in time to deflect its blow. Fop, it is your go.
Okay, so I'm just going to keep up the damage on the hag and cast another fireball.
Okay, it does have advantage.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I clicked normal.
If you roll again, and I'll sort out the hit points.
Disadvantage, yeah?
If you just roll a normal roll, I'll do the maths. That's fine. Okay, so you do still hit, so I'll give her a 9. Okay, so you do manage to hit even with disadvantage, and the firebolt sears into her skin, and she does not like fire at all, being this weird sort of sea creature, as she cries out in pain and stares daggers towards you. Alicia, it is your go. Oh, sorry, Fop, would you like to move at all?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, actually, at the end of your turn, you do get to do a wisdom saving throw to see if you're still frightened.
Okay.
You do one of them. Oh,
Aha!
hi. Okay.
I scared you, you hag.
You managed to shake yourself out of this frightened condition and completely forget why you were frightened of her in the first place. And then it is your go, Alicia.
Okay.
Okay, so you once again
I'm too scared.
miss her out of fear. You swing wide as she very easily dodges to the side. If you also give me a wisdom saving throw to see if you can shake the frightened, you do. So you are no longer frightened of her, wondering why you were frightened in the first place. Your paladin training teaching you that you shouldn't be frightened of foes like this. Dren, is your go.
I will attack the thing again.
Go for it.
Ah,
The arrow goes wide, almost hitting the guard on the altar, but managing to fling it into the bottom of it. Unfortunately, missing this sea creature. Any movement?
maybe I'll move a little bit closer because I am consistently failing.
Yeah, you can move a bit closer. Nearly it is your go.
Okay. So I'm assuming I would have seen that like the fire did good damage to her
Yes.
as well. Okay. I can't really do anything because I've got burning hands though, so I'm just going to do my ray of frost again.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so you managed to hit her crystallizing ice across her chest area again. She does not like that as she looks back at you, but she seems much more intent on harming Alicia than you. Are you looking to move anywhere?
The when I had to do wisdom saving throw, is that something I'd be like aware of, that it's like a distance thing, and if I could move back, I wouldn't be affected? Would I realise that kind of thing?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Because you, especially being a magic user yourself, you realise that some sort of magic was trying to affect you,
Mhm.
but you managed to shake it off, and that magic hasn't tried to affect you again.
Okay. No, I'll just stay where I am.
Okay. It is her go then, and she is going to once again target you, Alicia, and is going to try to claw across you. Missing once again as you quickly lift your shield just in time to be able to dodge the attack. The sea creature, however, is going to try to attack you, Fop. First, is going to try to bite you again, missing the first time, getting a little bit angry, missing it a second time, and then swings back. And this time, you see that its arm turns into a tentacle before it hits into you. And even though he tried to swing with all his might, you still manage to get your shell in the way just in time that takes the brunt of the damage and does not seem to harm you at all. They are rolling terribly. Fop, it is your turn.
Happy days. Let's set this hag on fire, shall we? Roll another firebolt. And miss.
You miss. So it does go wide, flinging against the floor. And you would actually, it doesn't matter now, but just to remind you, if you're doing a ranged attack and you have someone within 5 feet of you, you have disadvantage on the attack. It doesn't matter because you missed, but just to bear in mind.
Noted.
Alicia, you're up.
It's just normal attack now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
cool.
have disadvantage anymore.
Cool.
You swing, managing to hit her this time, no longer scared of her presence. And you get a good hit, but she does seem to still be standing, although very bloodied and not looking very well. Jan, you're up.
Here we go again.
Go for it. There you go. You managed to hit an arrow into the chest of this weird sea creature. It cries out in pain. Relieved that you finally hit. Would you like to do anything else?
I'll do a celebratory jig, and then that is all.
Jen does a celebratory jig next to you, Neri. What would you like to do?
While admiring that, I would try and hit the hag again.
Okay, go for it. Ray of Frost.
Oh, so close.
That would have been a max
Yes.
damage roll as well, but unfortunately the Ray of Frost goes just wide, hitting into the altar by the side of it, knocking some of the stone away, but does not hit.
The jig distracted you.
Yes, that was. I'm gonna have words with you about that after this.
God damn it.
Stop being happy.
So the sea hag tries to claw across you, this time hitting you and managing to get straight across your face as you feel her claws penetrate your skin and give you something that is definitely going to hurt for a little while. That's all she can do. As is the sea creatures go, he is once again getting very frustrated about not being able to hit you. He tries to lunge forward and bite into you. This time he does manage to hit you as the teeth managed to... It gets you in the shoulder and hurts you a bit. And then this time he is going to turn his arm into a tentacle again and try to swing at you. But misses once again, not wanting to be hit again after those teeth managed to get into you. You dodge out of the way and deflect it with your shell. And it's your go, Fob.
So I think I'm just going to cast Shell Defense here. And hopefully you guys will rescue me.
Okay. So that,
Oh,
let me just, as an action, you withdraw to your shell. So you get +4 to your AC. So I'll grab that. So you have a very high armor class now. So you all see that Fop literally goes into a shell and falls to the floor as a shell. His staff falls next to him.
Honestly.
You hear the muffled voice of Fop in his shell saying, "You've got this." Alicia, you are up.
Oh, have I moved away from her? Oh,
Sorry, I think that was me.
that's all right. Let's do a swing.
Nice. You do hit. She is barely standing, but managing to stand out of fury for what you have done to her, coming into her lair and attacking her. But she is definitely looking worse for wear, and like she's not going to be able to stand much longer. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Dren, you're up.
I will once again raise my longbow. Take my time. And attack!
You hit him with a really good attack as it goes past his scaled chest and through his midsection, doing a lot of damage to him. But he is still standing. Anyway, you're up. Oh,
Okay.
sorry, John. Would you like to do something else?
No, it's fine. I won't jig again. No jig.
Yeah. Hold back your jigging.
That's better.
Oh, she is just standing
No.
still.
Oh, no.
One hit point left as your ray of frost manages to hit into the side of her face. She screams out in pain and shouts, "You cannot kill me!" And she swings her claw back at you again, Alicia. Desperation has set in.
Oh.
Oh, as she knocks you unconscious.
Oh no.
As you fall to the floor, out of the rage, she pulls her arm back, swings her claw against you, rakes you across the neck, and you all see Alicia fall to the floor unconscious. And then it is the sea creature's go, who is going to try to, even though you have gone into your shell, he is still going to try to attack you. So first he is going to do a bite attack against you. Oh, and he manages to hit, even in your shell, he manages to just somehow get through your shell and do some damage to you, and then he's going to pull back his tentacle arm and try to hit you again. But this time, he completely misses, whiffs it over the top of you, and hits it against the wall. But you're also not looking well, as it is your turn, Fop.
Okay. So, 1 second. While I'm in my shell, I think my only action is to come out of my shell.
Let me double check.
It's a bonus.
Oh, so I can do an attack and then emerge.
Yes, so you'd have to come out of your shell first. So you can use your bonus action before your action. That's
Yeah.
fine.
So I'm going to come out of my shell and see if I can finish her off with a fireball.
Okay, go for it.
I still roll disadvantage even though she's unconscious. Alicia?
No, so it's because of the sea sport that is next to you that you have disadvantage.
Oh,
So yeah, you would still have disadvantage because he is attacking you. He's in your face, making it harder for you to hit her.
got it.
Oh, a double 8. How would you like to finish her off with your firebolt?
Oh, my shell glows and this big blue light fills the cavern and I set her on fire, starting at her feet, and she starts melting down as the flames start ripping up towards her, slowly engulfing her.
Graphic.
And while you are enjoying her going up in flames and melting to the floor, you also notice that the sea creature next to you falls to the floor unconscious. Once under her control, but as she is no longer able to control him, he is also no more.
Ah.
And that is going to end the combat. You do have Alicia unconscious on the floor, so
Great
it'll
work.
come out of initiative. But what would you like to do about this situation?
Is there a way that we can like help her regain consciousness without healing or anything ourselves?
So if you have no form of healing between you or anything like that, you can do a medicine check to try to stabilize her.
If my medicine's any good, hang on. Not really.
Group effort, guys. Come on.
Mine's not
As a
too bad.
team.
I can
Yeah.
turn. I can turn and try and revive.
See what
Give
you
it a
can
go.
do.
Oh, she's gonna be so angry when she wakes up.
So, Fop, you approach Alicia and give me a medicine check then as you try to stabilize her and stop her from being able to bleed out. Let me just double check something. Okay, that does work. So you are able to, using some of the belongings between you, some cloth, a little bit of rope, you are able to stop the bleeding. And although she is still unconscious, she's not bleeding out. So you're not able to bring her back to consciousness. She will need to take an hour rest, essentially, to come back to consciousness. But she's not gonna get any worse.
Should we see what you can do with the guards as well?
Yeah, maybe we can see if we can res them. Should we roll another medicine check on the guards?
Yeah, so the one in the cage is fine. He's conscious,
Yeah.
although he obviously looks very scared. He's not enjoying his experience in a cage. But the one on the altar is unconscious, and walking up to him and just looking at him, you can see he's definitely still breathing. He's just not conscious. So you can give me a medicine check on him as well. Very nice. Okay, so same again, you do manage to stabilize him, so he's not going to die, but he is still unconscious, and you're not able to bring him back to consciousness just yet. And before you investigate any more of this cavern, now that you have stabilized both the guard that was not looking very well and Alicia, we will end the session there.
Woo.
Thank you all for playing with me, people. And
Thank you
thank
for the
you everyone
session.
who has watched as well.
Yeah, thanks
Hope
guys.
you enjoyed it. We'll pause it here and we will be picking it up again next Tuesday at the same time.